Welcome back to the show, everyone. Oinkadoodlemoo has been a local favorite barbecue place for a few years now, and they just recently got a really big nod from Forbes.com as one of the top 5 franchises to watch. So we're going to welcome Mark Peebles.
Thank you.
How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing fantastic today. Thank you very much, Natalie.
I want to dive into this because we've got a whole spread here. So where are we starting?
We're going to start
meat?
today with pork. Now this is the Boston butt. This is one of the most popular barbecue cuts of meat. In fact, when you compete on the professional circuit, like I used to.
As you did, yeah.
Yep. This is one of the cuts of meat that you cook. So today I'm going to share this with you. It's called the Boston butt, but it's actually from the shoulder. And
we won't go into why that happened.
That's
I guess,
exactly right. It's the butt of the shoulder.
Okay.
But basically, what's great about this cut of meat is that there's a lot of versatility in it. You see that you got a lot of nice marbling in the meat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fats. It's a very forgiving meat when you cook it, especially if you're going to be cooking it at home. So what we're going to do here, we're going to just start with the Boston butt, and we're going to rub it up. Now this is our secret dry rub. This is one that I developed over years and years of practice. And
yeah. So I know you can't tell us what's in it, but typically, what does a dry rub for pork consist of?
Well, a typical dry rub is going to start out with some type of a sugar and some type of a salt. Now the balance on them varies. Some people say you do a 50-50 balance or a 1-to-1 balance on it. Others would say that you need to put a little less salt or a little less sugar. But in our case, we've got a fairly balanced rub in flavors, and you start adding your other ingredients, salt, pepper, chili powder, and all that to it.
So does it kind of come down to your own personal preference when you find the ratios for these things?
Really it does. And some are from barbecue chefs that do this all the time, have developed their rubs over years. It's what they like, but it's also what wins on the competition circuit. As for ours, we kind of went for the middle American palate, a nice sweet rub. And that's what you get on our pork here.
I could not help but notice that was a whole lot of rub you put on.
It was a lot of rub.
Is that what you typically have to do when you do that?
We go liberally on it because it adds a lot of flavor to the crust that you get from smoking, or we call that the bark. So there'll be a good flavor on the bark.
Okay.
If there's no bark, there's no bite to the meat. So we like to have that bark on there.
Oh, that's great. I love that. That's true.
So what we're going to do, we will throw this on a smoker. This will be on for about 12 hours. You want to cook it at about 225. Barbecue's low and slow. It's a long process. But when this is finished, it's going to be nice and tender, fall apart, moist, and we're going to have some in just a few minutes here.
We'll some of that out.
This will go on the smoker, and we'll move on because we're making baby bakers today.
Baby bakers? Is that what this is?
Now at Oinkadoodlemoo, we are famous for our baby bakers. People love these. They come from all over to get them. And so today I'm going to share these with you. They're truly awesome.
Okay.
But what we're going to do, we'll start out, if you're making these at home, you can find these mini potatoes in some of the local grocers in town.
Yeah, I see them around.
Yep. So what you want to do is you want to par cook them, boil them for a few minutes to soften them.
Right.
And then let them completely cool before you start this process.
Okay.
But we're going to go in here with a cup of butter. Now, in our restaurants, we use butter, but we also use what you're seeing there now. That darker stuff is what we call the love. We put the love in it. It's our secret.
Do tell. What is the love,
Well,
Mark?
I can't tell you. If I told you, I'd have to, you know.
Okay, but we can go taste it.
We can.
All right,
yep.
fine. We'll have to settle with tasting.
That's right. Now, I tell people all the time that these are change your life forever potatoes. They're life-changingly good.
Oh my goodness.
But we're going to get those nice and coated, roll them a little, slather that butter around on them.
Yeah.
And then same dry rub that we just used on the pork is going to be our flavor. So we're going to use a ½ cup. Now, if you're doing these again at home, just use a ½ cup of your favorite dry rub on your potatoes.
Yeah.
It always adds a nice extra seasoning to them. So now these are done. I'm going to have you take them and put them in the oven, and then we'll get on to the finished stuff. How's that?
The finished products. Okay. Just anywhere in here?
Yep.
All right.
Now you're going to cook those at...
I just got a big smell over my face. That was
awesome.
great. Yeah.
You'll cook your potatoes. Or let's go ahead and take the others out of there.
Oh, you want to take those?
The magic of television. How's that?
Magic of television.
Now those potatoes that you're bringing out, we cooked at 275 for 45 minutes. If you have we're cooking in conventional or convection ovens. If you're cooking in a conventional oven, you're going to want to let those cook a little bit longer, probably more on the 45-minute scale.
Right.
I'll tell you what, let's get that pork out of there,
too.
You're missing it. I just wanted to see you put those gloves on again. While you're doing that, I'm just going to stir our sauce. Now we're serving our sauces hot. I like putting hot sauce on the meat because it, keeps it warmer.
So hot meaning literally that it's warm.
It's heated.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
it's heated.
Okay. Where should I put this beautiful
Go ahead and
pork?
set
Look
this
at
one
this.
right here.
Look at this.
Look at that. Now you can see on this pork here, we've got that nice crust like we were talking about. This is the bark, no bite. So we got a lot of flavor there. Now on the top here, we've got a lot of fat. So we're going to pull that fat away. There's still a lot of bark on the rest of this meat, but then you'll see once we get into
look at how
this,
it's pulling apart. You were saying that earlier.
It just falls right apart. And so we're going to pull some of this up, get a little bit of that bark in there.
Look at that.
Pull some of the fat out. There are some people who really like that fat. I prefer to take it out, take the leaner parts. We're just going to set that right on there.
Oh my gosh, that
Look how awesome that looks.
Yes.
And then we'll go in here.
And we're going to...
I think I'm hearing people salivating here in the studio.
You are. I don't know if you're familiar with this. There will be people coming out of the woodwork for your sandwich.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Okay, so let's do one. This is our smoky sweet sauce here.
Okay.
We're just going to put some smoky sweet right on that.
Oh, look at that.
You can use your favorite barbecue sauce. You can also buy the sauces at Oinkadoodlemoo. And then, I'm going to kick it up here with a little bit of our sizzling sauce.
I was going to say, I see some seeds in there that it tells me that's the spicy one, right?
That is the spicy one.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And then this is how I do it. I grew up eating slaw on my barbecue. It's something my mama did. So we're going to finish that with a nice shot of slaw right on the top.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
We'll do one without.
That is a thing of beauty right there. And then the potatoes on the side, of course. Here, let's
now what I'm going to do, we've got all that butter, that goodness in the pan there.
Yeah.
We're just going to kind of stir those into it, get that flavor back.
So that every bite you take is imparted with delicious flavor.
That is absolutely right. That is absolutely right. And right there, we've got a meal that is going to change your life forever. How's that?
That looks amazing. Now, we've got to talk about this because there's a big red bucket on the set. But there's a point to it, so tell us about it. There
absolutely is. You know, we have a local purveyor that now makes all of our sauces for us, but what we found is we end up with hundreds of additional red buckets. And so what we've started to do is sell our red buckets in the store. You know, you can always use a 5-gallon bucket around the house for gardening or for painting or just for storing stuff in the garage in, you know. But our red buckets, we sell them for $3 a piece, and we give 100% of that to help support local families in our community through the Life Enrichment Center. So it's really, you can buy a red bucket, it's for a great cause.
And go get some barbecue while you're at it.
That's absolutely right.
Fill yourself up, go home, do some projects.
That's right.
And you can help out.
That's absolutely right.
I love this, Mark. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to enjoy my sandwich now.
That's good.
Thank you for coming out.
I don't know if you want to do that on air.
No, that's exactly why I'm saving it for later. I got to maintain some decorum here. Mark, thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalie.
Lovely to meet you.
It.
Stick around. We got more.